Hello everybody, so today I'm going to do another tutorial on how I'm going to make this animation. And so this is part of episode 8, and I'm just going to give you guys a breakdown of how I make each part. Okay, so here we have some slides I've drawn. So these are just kind of like a breakdown of what's going on in this animation slide. So I did this by going to the wrench tool and going to canvas and going to animate assist. So that turns on that little timeliney thing at the bottom. And so now that I've already got this like breakdown, I'm not going to animate it here. I'm actually going to animate this in Procreate Dream. So I'm going to turn off Animate Assist, which is a really fun thing if you guys want to ever like sketch a moving animation and you're just trying to break down how the movement's gonna go. So I'm gonna turn that off, and there's like 50 million rays. So I'm gonna turn them off till I get to my background. So this is kind of like my background that I need. And so I'm going to add, so I'm going to add, okay, or go to canvas, go to reference, go to image, go to import, and I actually made a background already. It's called Joe's Place. This is Joe's place. This is the way. So she's climbing over this ledge here, and she's going into this rundown store to try and get some supplies that she sees in the window. But Aiden is like very concerned, not quite sure if this is a good idea. So he's like, oh, be careful. She's like, I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyways. Ray's really reckless. Okay, so for the glass, I might need to do my less stable brush because that's how I can get like arching little shapes. So I need to do some jiggity jigs right there. Now we need our different reference of what the actual inside of the store looks like. We're going to take this picture that I drew. Okay, so this is our draft layer. We don't need that anymore. This is our business front, so we're going to clear again. We're going to import that long picture we had there, Joe's Place. So we're going to get those colors. So there's this color. We need to duplicate this layer so we can get these colors in there. There's that color. This is cement color. The sidewalk is very multicolored. There's that color basically. Then it's windowsill. That's a good color there. Okay, now the glass. I think it's this color, and then it's just kind of translutionized. Let's duplicate it one more time. So we're gonna drag that one in. I need to turn this off so I can see. There we go. And there we go. So that's one. Oh, one missed one. That looks really cool. All right, so now we just need to get our paintbrush that looks like this lettering. So this is patina. Okay, so we're going to go here and we'll try to copy our lettering as best as we can. So sail, That looks good. Now we just have to rough it up. So I've been using my base color with oil brush. And we're going to go above all of these. We're going to make it look dirty. Then, now if you break it into pieces, this is what we got. Background, this is the inside of the store, outside of the store, and the piece of glass that sits on top of right when she goes behind it. So realistically, that would be like way at the top. So, I'm also going to have Aiden standing here in this corner to be looking in the store, making sure she's safe. I'm going to turn down these so I can see through them clearly. So I need to size Aiden properly. This is just a rough, so it doesn't super matter. All right. So now it's time to draw. Let's draw Aiden first. So we'll turn down his reference just a smidge. And then we will go to the reference again, turn it on. Clear this one. We'll import from our favorites. We got Aiden. There's Aiden. And this is the first ever drawing I ever drew of Aiden. I probably need to draw another to use as a reference, but this is the first one I ever did. And I'm still using it. It's crazy that this series, I've literally already almost got 10 episodes. So this is episode 8, then 9, and then 10. We're so close. I can't even believe it. Oh, that line art might be too big. Tone it down. Okay. Draw cute little hairs. All right, this is looking really good. So now we have Aiden. He's fully drawn there. So as you can see, I've left out his eyes and mouth because we have to draw those in separately. So let's just turn those off so we can see his face. And we're going to start drawing his eyes. We could turn that one back on so I can see his eyes. So I'm going to go to a separate layer and I'm going to grab my pen and we're going to draw his eyes. He looks concerned. And then he's going to blink. Turn that one down. And we're on another layer. He's going to blink. Remember to keep things consistent. So we gotta make sure we get the placement of that correctly. So if you want to see how something is moving, you can always go to this layer and go to the play thing and see if that looks natural. I guess I turn up the opacity. You can just flip in between to see if that looks like a natural blink. It looks good. And then we're gonna go to another layer and we're gonna make his mouth. So you always start with a natural. So you always start out with a neutral smile or frown, and then you're going to want to start with I always start with the oohs and the U's and the W's. So you go ooh, and then you go ah, it's like a wah, and then whoops, we put some more onion layers. And then if you get too many, you can turn some down. Oops. Okay. Start out with the first one where he's showing his teeth. And then an actual all the way open. With that whole tongue. Let's get another tooth in there. Woo, got really big. Cool. All right, and then we need oops, let's turn off some. So we need so we go bigger, wider, so both teeth up. We got both teeth on the bottom. Then we got the tongue doing a curl. Usually it would be outside the mouth, but it doesn't interpret very well. So then our last one we got the clenched jaw. Well, actually there's one more. So clenched jaw, and then we got tiny clenched jaw. Maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's go through them all. So we got tiny clenched jaw, we got bigger clenched jaw, we got tongue, there's an ah, there's a ooh. Look at those look good. Okay, time to color. So we got our little teeth. Oops, let's go to this. So these are my universal colors for teeth. I'm gonna just drag and drop those in. Usually you would duplicate, but sometimes when it's a really simplistic shape, you don't have to, because it's just gonna fill. So to be able to see them in the timeline, you have to turn on their check marks. So smiley, do. Cool. All right, so we got all those. Now let's just color his eye. So I'm gonna duplicate that one. And we're gonna close this so I can get to the Aiden's palette. Get his outer eye color. Get his inner eye color. Go to the topper layer. Get this. And we still have the Animate assist on, so it's kind of looking silly. Whoop. So we're gonna merge down. So now we have a colored eye, and we got the blinky eye. Blink, 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 blink. Oh, that looks cool. So now we're going to color him. So we're going to duplicate, we're going to go to his thing, we're going to drag his face color in there, and fill in all those. Wow, it looks really good. So now we just got to get on a new layer, we got to select his darker colors. We got to go to oil paintbrush, and we're going to go, oh, that's too big. We got to go tinier. So he has this facial darkening on the edge of his fur there, and on his nose bridge. A little stronger. Okay, and then on the tippy tops of his ears. Ray has like her almost whole ear covered in this kind of marking. Then he's got like these bands on his arms. On his arm. And then on his hands, he has these thicker coloring. Okay, so now we're going to merge these down. And there we go. We've got Aiden completely made. And so now he's got his mouth and his eyes. So we're going to take this and we're going to select all his layers here. You just kind of drag to the side till they pop together. Oh, we don't need that. Okay, so we go all. We're going to go group. And so now this is just Aiden. Turn it on and off. We can get rid of his sketch. So Look at him, he can stand right here. That looks cool, that looks really good. Aiden, okay. So now we just need to do Ray, and she's gonna be moving, so we're gonna have to draw multiple of her, which is gonna be tricky. So we're gonna need to turn down this opacity and just turn this one off. And let's keep Aiden in there for a minute. So we're gonna turn this down so we can see behind it. And we're gonna say goodbye to Aiden's reference and get Ray's reference. So let's grab her. This is also a really old artwork I drew of her, but still, it's amazing. I've drawn Ray probably about like 100,000 times now, but I need to get some different reference art for her. So I actually have a picture that I drew of her back already, so I could just insert that and just do a little cheating so I can go faster. It's not quite cheating if you have drawn it. So I'm just going to erase this part. Whoops. I need to go to a more stable brush. Okay, so I'm going to make 3 of these layers so that I can use this top one for the next drawing up, and I can use this as my top layer and then this as my coloring layer. So I'm going to go to Raise Colors. Okay, look at that. That looks really good. So now we've got Ray's first picture and we've got Aiden. So we're going to merge these down. And we're going to delete this one. Wow, that looks really good. Just stepping in. So I might need to move her just a smidge more because that piece of glass is on her tail. Okay. That looks really good. So she seems like she's tilting a little bit more. So let's turn on Animate Assist. This helps. So we need to get our knee up here. Maybe not that as far as that, but that looks good. Okay, now we go for the third movement. Okay, we delete this one. Let's take this one and duplicate and move it up. And turn this down again. Because this is more like the movement we're looking for. So all we have to do is cut her leg off. So I can delete that one. And now she's just standing. So we're going to duplicate this one. And we're just going to, I think, even her out. Maybe distort her just a little bit so she looks like she's standing up. Alright, so I actually decided I'm not going to have her turn and look at him, so we're just gonna delete these frames. And we're just gonna turn it on and see how it kind of looks. So we're gonna go to Canvas and we're gonna turn on Animate Assist. So we're just gonna like go through That looks really good. Wow, I really like that. Woohoo! All right, so now we have our animation. We're ready to make it into Procreate Dream, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna, let's grab Ray and let's put her in a group so we don't lose her. And let's turn off Animate Assist so we can see everything we've got. Looks pretty good. So let's turn on this background. And we're gonna go into Share, and we're gonna go to Procreate, and we're going to save to files. We're gonna name this Going in Shop. I'm gonna push save, and then we're gonna go out, and we're gonna go to Procreate Dream. We're gonna go to my projects, and I already have a 2 by 2 inch 1000 DPI file here, and it's clean. So we're going to go to this plus mark over here, and we're going to go to files, and we're going to go to that folder called, this is what I've made my folder as, Procreate Animations, and we're going to go to Going in Shop, and we're going to go open. And as you can see, this is just a single thing. It doesn't have the layers. So while it's this shape, you might want to come and like just make it drag over the edge just a little bit in case there is a whiteness behind it. So let's go and convert this layers to tracks. And we're going to zoom down. We're going to make sure everything is the way we had it before. So this is our bottom layer. That's still how we want it. And this is still where we want it. And that top piece of glass is still right there. Looks good. Okay, so we've got Aiden here. And we're gonna need to animate his mouth to the words he's gonna be saying. So I'm going to right now cut down all my layers and get them in the layout that I like. So I go and click on this little action-y button. Click on the action button, you go to edit, you go to split, and then you hold this and you say delete content. Okay, so now you can see that his eyes are right there blinking like this. And sometimes I do this thing where I take the selecty tool and we group these together, and you can move them up one track, and I turn off this group, but you can still see it in here. And so when he's like trying to blink, so I'm going to put this one and paste it down, and we're going to move it up. Whoops, got too many things selected. Okay, unselect. Move this to fill more frames. We're going to select the open eye. We're going to paste. So now he goes like this, whoa, and he opens his eyes. And then for a few seconds, he's got his eyes open, and then we're gonna copy this and paste this in. So then his eyes go open, and then they close for a second. And then they're gonna open again. So there we have his eyes opening and closing. That looks really good. So one part we need to do next is, we can do the same thing to the mouse, but let's close the group for right this second, and we're going to drag it down to make a new track, and then we're going to move it back up. So now we have this track line here. That's the easiest way I have found to get a new track. You can also do this, but sometimes it goes inside the group, so I've always just like till you get that little dotted line, that's when it's going to add a track. So we're going to go to the very front, and we're going to go to the plus sign, and we're going to go to files. And I have my audio saved in my files, but you could probably save it as a video in your iPhoto too. So I'm going to go to select and we're going to open this audio for the episode. And we're going to have to scroll quite a bit because it's quite long. So we're going to have to go to, you click on the name of your thing. You're going to go to priorities, go to duration, click on the minutes, and I'm just going to add 5 minutes because it's quite a long audio file and they won't let you scroll into the darkness. Past here, it doesn't really let you scroll, so you need to like open your file up to be bigger. I think about here is where we're at.
What? That's great! But be quick! Grab what you can and get out of here! Something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here. Watch. Alright. Get out of here! Something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here and keep watch.
So this is the line we're looking for. So we're gonna delete all that stuff in front. We're gonna zoom way, way out and move it and try not to get those little dotted lines. So this is
Something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here and watch. Alright.
Okay. So cut to there and we'll delete this for now because we won't be needing it in this scene. And so now this scene is too short, so let's do fill duration, and you're going to need to scroll down and get all these groups to fill. And you're going to have to do it on each layer. Probably should have done this first. Fill duration, so that makes it fill all the way. So we're going to zoom into our audio file here, and we're going to see where it ends. Kind of ends at 7 seconds, I believe. So we're going to zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah. 7 seconds would be the perfect time to set our duration of this animation. So we're going to go and take the 5 minutes away and we're going to type 7. 0, add out, 7 seconds. And I have this frame rate set to 15 frames per second, which is a pretty good frame rate. Okay, so now...
Something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here and keep watch. Alright.
There, we'll end right there.
Something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here and keep watch. Alright. Something doesn't feel right.
We're going to need to stretch these out. So fill duration. He doesn't move, so we need to fill him in.
Something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here and keep watch. Alright.
Okay, so I'm pretty happy with his eyes here.
I'll stay here and watch. Alright.
His eyes look good. So we can actually delete this once we're done with that. And now we're going to do the same thing with the eyes that we are going to do with the mouse now. So we're going to chop all these mouths down. You can do this all at the same time. And I'm going to move these all up onto one layer. Okay, so now we've got all these mouths on the same layer. So we're going to take our Selectee Group tool. And we're going to select them all. And then we're going to hold on them and push Group. So now we have them as a group and they're all turned on at the moment. So you just uncheck this so you can't see them on your actual video. And we're going to scroll down to this empty track we have here. And we're going to do our best to put his voice to the mouths. I've used helpful charts in the past to look for the mouths to the syllables, and I just kind of learned how I do it now. So it could be a lower O mouth. Or it could be an S, so maybe tiny mouth. Whoops, I still have the Selectee tool on. Okay, so some
Something.
So this is the
Something.
let's go to the mouth like this.
Something doesn't.
He's gonna do it. Fill.
Something doesn't feel. Doesn't feel.
Right.
Alright.
Then he's gonna go to big mouth.
Doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right.
It's like something doesn't feel right.
Something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right.
That looks really good. So now it's like.
Something doesn't feel right.
So now we see how long that pause
It's
to about here. It's all. So maybe this. And then this is a good L and a th. So we'll go to all. Let's make this one bigger.
Here.
So another cool thing I've been learning is if you've got a really long syllable,
Stay here.
see how long that
Right
syllable
here.
is? It's almost a whole second long. So we're going to go to the action tool and we're going to go to move and scale. So now
Here.
as he has that syllable, we're going to move the mouth and make it crunch.
Right here.
So it makes it look like his mouth is actually like here. So I like that. That looks really good. But it only kind of works on long
Stay
syllable.
here.
Here. And so now we want to move this a little closer to where we're going so we can keep using it as a reference.
Right here.
And so, and
Shall we watch?
see, it's like a see, it's like two syllables, so the little mouth and then big mouth.
Shall we watch?
So at the end of his sentence there, we're gonna put the just neutral smile there. I guess a meh.
Shh.
And then we're gonna do field duration because he's done talking.
All right.
So now we have just the back of Ray's head, so we don't really have to worry about making her mouth move. So let's zoom out and
Something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here and keep watch. All right.
this is our starting clip. Okay, so we're gonna just do the same thing we did with the mouths. We're gonna cut these down, kind of give them different durations.
Something doesn't Something doesn't, something doesn't, something doesn't, something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here and keep watch.
Okay. Gotta make sure those are fill duration. Fill duration. Okay, let's play.
All right. Something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here and keep watch. All right. Something doesn't feel right.
Maybe her tail could move a little bit slower. We'll go to move and we'll go to warp.
See.
Okay, let's see how that goes.
Something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here and keep watch. All right. Something.
Okay, so there we go. That is our animation. So we're going to go to part 5. Click on that. And we're going to go to share. We're going to go to custom settings. We're going to go to rescale. Go to 180p. And we're going to go to export. And we're going to click save video. All right, so we got that done. We finished that bit of the animation. So now we just got to slap it in to the actual. So this is an iMovie, and I've already added the first few clips of this episode that I've animated. And we're going to click on this video I've recently added. And I go to the plus mark. I'm going to drop it in there. And I always go to fade in between each slide of my animations. So now let's just watch it from this bit.
What? That's great, but be quick. Grab what you can and let's get out of here. Something doesn't feel right. I'll stay here and keep watch. All right.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, thanks guys for watching today. I hope this was helpful. I'm really excited to get this new episode out, episode 8 of Knights of the Burning Star, and it's going to be awesome. So keep watching and please subscribe because I'm trying to grow this little side channel. And if you're watching this on Pink Bunny Girls channel, please come check out Rachel Animates. And thank you guys. Have a great day. Bye.